alive or not. The only sister I had, together with my mom, at some point they said, enough is enough. Person, he was a source of excitement in prison. Big cells, mind that was take your seat. All these are the big cells. Or not. The only sister I had, together with my mom, at some point they said, enough is enough. We can't wait anymore. Let's confront the security police. Yes, under Internal Security Act, we know we are not going to be allowed to see him. Even our lawyer is not going to be allowed to see him. But we must put pressure. They kept on putting pressure on the South African security police in my hometown, Durban, demanding that they want to see me. If you have already killed him, give us his body. That's what they were saying. Eventually, the security police, realizing that these ladies are not giving up, they came up with a compromise. One morning, in my cell, always, I'm alone. First gate is open, second gate is open, the third one is actually the actual cell door. They open it, but instead of talking to me at the door, the security police stepped back towards the corridor. And then from a distance, maybe 4 or 5 meters away, they start talking. How are you? How was your breakfast? How did you sleep? All those small questions. Now, it was many weeks after I had been arrested. So, the torture had already stopped long time ago. The questioning, my answers were positive. I'm fine. I slept well. No, the food is okay. Indeed, they will always give you decent food. Those kinds of positive answers. I did not know that on that day, their compromise arrangement to satisfy my mom and my sister was that as we talk to him, standing at the corridor, you'll also be at the corridor a few meters away. Not in a position to see him though, but in a position to hear him. So they heard my voice, they could tell I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm feeling okay, I'm coping under the circumstances, and then they were satisfied. They never bothered the security police. The next time they saw me for real, it was when I appeared in court. When I appeared in court, I appeared with other 4 guys. That means we were 5. But when we were arrested, we were 6. The 6th guy was no more in court because right at the end of solitary confinement, 6 months and 2 weeks in solitary confinement, at the end of it all, the security police decided this one is not going to appear in court. We are going to kill him. They killed him a few days before we appeared in court. That is why he was not there. So our first day in court was not a good experience. It was diluted by those emotions. People were crying because they were told in court on our first appearance that Tamim Tetwa is not here. They tortured him to death. It's normal. So it was very emotional on the first day. And then, of course, they postponed. They adjourned the court case for a few days. And then we came back after about 4 or 5 days. The court case went on for a couple of months. December 1984, we were then sentenced. I was given 5 years for 3 reasons. First charge, member of African National Congress. Second charge, recruiting people to join the military wing of African National Congress. Third charge, leaving the country illegally, doing the work of African National Congress. Those were the 3 charges giving me 5 years in Robben. Before we go inside, that is the old prison which was closed in the mid-60s. But it is those prisoners who actually built this prison as part of hard labor, part of prison work. The new maximum prison was built by those guys. And the maximum prison was actually built on a site that was part of grave site of Robben Island. As they were digging the trenches as part of building the prison, they used to find lots of human bones, lots of human remains, because it used to be part of the grave site. Let's go. Shows us the last political prisoners to be released from Robben Island, April 1991. It was taken on the other side at the harbor, Cape Town Harbor, as they were going home. But these guys had to embark on a close to 2-week hunger strike, demanding to be released. Eventually it happened. Early 90s, South Africa was already undergoing big political changes, moving away from apartheid, slowly going towards democracy. So as part of those big changes, political prisoners being released, organizations like African National Congress, who were declared illegal as far back as 1960, they were opened up again to operate freely, and then apartheid laws were being removed. But South Africa was not at peace at all during those days. It was a low-intensity civil war. Thousands and thousands died between 1990 and 1994 when we voted for democracy. Thousands and thousands, because it was almost like a civil war kind of a situation. I will just talk about few so that you understand some of the people that we had, the personalities, the characters in the prison. I will start with this one for a change. Nickname, Chopper. Real name, Tebuko, 15 years. As a person, he was a source of excitement in prison. Naturally gifted in cracking jokes, teasing other prisoners, telling all kinds of funny stories. You can say one of, if not the funniest in the prison. Not the funniest, like a prison comedian of some sort. Whether you are doing prison work or you are doing your political education inside the cells after lockup, this guy will always have a way of breaking tension, just cracking jokes. Nickname, Chopper, because they were saying his head actually looks like the helicopter chopper. But real name, Tebuko, he embraced that nickname, he didn't care. This one, going by the nickname General, but his surname, Makutyana. When I was still a young boy in Durban, Umlazi, this guy was already probably 12, 14 years older than me, already a political activist. At the time, an ordinary worker at a local baker. But by the time he was brought here for a life sentence. Yes, he was still a political activist, but on the other hand, operating as a human rights lawyer. They were calling him general because they were saying his general knowledge is of a very, very high level. You talk science, religion, education, whatever subject, this guy proves to be having lots of knowledge. This one, of course, with his dreadlocks, he was popularly known as German, but the real name, James Mange, 1979, given a death sentence as a military man of African National Congress. He waited for a period of 18 months, expecting that on any given day, he can be called and told, today we are hanging you. During that darkest period of his life, he started the practice of writing political poetry as well as composing freedom songs. James Mange. Let's go. Big cells, mind your step, watch your step here, watch your step. These are the big cells. Take your seat. These are the big cells. Take your seat. Once we are seated, I think we can transfer questions. I can tell you already for 1:40. All of us are quiet. You all these are the big cells. Take your seat. Take your seat. Prison had 9 different sections. This one is called F section. Tesla has spent probably the last 3.5 years in this section, sleeping at the first row on the right. That was my cell. A big cell, anything 20, 30, 40, up to 44 prisoners in a big cell. If all those double bounds are occupied, you will get 44 prisoners. But those bounds were given in 1979. Before 79, prisoners sleeping on the beds on the floor. Even if you were Nelson Mandela on the floor, using your elbow as your pillow during those days, I'm sure you also noticed the sports field. It was also some improvement. In the 70s, they started allowing prisoners to play sports on Saturdays only. And then outside, I mentioned hunger strikes. 1700s, 1800s, recent times, we were always using hunger strikes when we demand basic rights and demanding a better prison, better conditions. From time to time, we had to use hunger strikes. As I said, 5 years in this prison, I was part of one big hunger strike where like 90% of the prisoners are all involved. You'll have sometimes those small ones where maybe it's just one section, 1 day, 2, 3 days, hunger strike for a particular reason in that section. But when everybody is involved now, that's a massive, big hunger strike. I was involved in one of those. Oh. It's another group. Believe me, that guy is obsessed with this cell. I'm already trembling.
With the clinical prisoners kept separate, or did you?
We didn't have those complications. Yeah. Just serve your sentence, political commitment. Of course, we have to be strong. We have to be strong still. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Were there only South African citizens held on this prison, and were there women also held captured?
No females in this prison. The females were kept in Kroonstad prison. You will have an average of about 100 or so, 7 in Kroonstad as female political prisoners. South Africa, from 1919 to 1989, also controlled Namibia. Yes. Even apartheid laws were actually implemented in Namibia. So when they arrest Namibian freedom fighters and sentence them, they used to come here. They were staying in D section. It's just behind this wall. D section during those days was actually called Namibia. Yeah, it was called Namibia because it was populated by Namibian political prisoners. And then once organizations like African National Congress were declared illegal in 1960. Thousands and thousands left South Africa for political reasons. So when they were in all these Southern African countries or other African countries, along the way, they were also getting a lot of solidarity, a lot of support from the locals. Some of the locals so enthusiastic that they would actually join our military wing of African National Congress, go into South Africa and fight on our behalf. So some of them ended up here. You'll get a few Mozambican guys, you get a few Swazi, Lesotho, even Botswana guys here. Just a few, because of those reasons. Yeah. Yes.
How many prisoners stay here
I
on the
already
time?
said 20, 30, up to 44 in a cell. It will depend. Yeah. In a cell. And then the whole prison on average maybe 700 or so in the whole prison. And then the other part, of course, that will come with some discomfort in the prison. When you go out for prison work, many of our guards preferred by driving us by using violence, using canes, using batons. In principle, as political prisoners, we wanted to go out and do prison work, but we didn't want hard labor of stone quarry and land quarry. Also, we didn't want violence. Prison guards using violence as a way of managing us. So those were the two problems that will come with Robben Island prison work. Some guards using violence, other guards not using violence. And then of course, sickening foul language. Sickening foul language. It was unbelievable. Yeah. When I say sickening foul language, I mean it. Most of the guards, you will swear they just get a special training of using foul language. You will swear they were just like that. Yeah. Even those that were not violent, some of them were also into a lot of foul language. But in the midst of all this, you also find some guys that are truly honorable men. No violence, no foul language. They talk to you properly. Yeah, properly. You even argue with those. You even argue because
they look at the same level as human beings. Yeah, it will also experience them. I remember one of the days when we had the hunger strike. You will accept that everybody has a weakness. Believe you, as prisoners, we truly believe that Rooibos, that is internationally recognized as the best tea, as one of the healthiest, we truly believe is a low standard type of tea. We hated that we were being given Rooibos in the prison. Believe you me, we hated that because when we grew up, we were used to the tea that's got caffeine. So in prison we felt, no, we must also get caffeine tea here, But we were always getting Rooibos. As part of our demands, balanced diet, proper medical care, books, this and that, we will also say, no, stop this thing of giving us Rooibos. Give us the other type of tea. And then one of the most humblest guard, he was a chubby guard. And he had legs, those legs that like kissing each other, and the knees are touching each other. He comes in. Gentlemen, you are in a hunger strike. When you are in a hunger strike, your mood, you are short-tempered during the hunger strike. You don't have a lot of appetite, You don't want to talk a lot. You don't have a lot of appetite for cracking jokes, those kinds of things.
doing the same thing in the communal cells, in the backyard of our communal cells. I recreate our history. Mandela himself, 1974, started writing his memoirs, his personal history, his political history, being assisted by other leaders writing those memoirs. They were also hidden and buried in the garden, right? Before, at a later stage, smuggled out of Robben Island. 1976, Mac Maharaj was being released from the prison. He is the one that physically took out Mandela's memoirs from Robben Island prison. But the whole thing was done as a collective by a number of leaders. Jeff Masemula, Katrada, Mac Maharaj, Sisulu, and then Mandela himself. Just to make sure the material is successfully out of the prison. They eventually used the pages of a normal photo album. Those pages were cut through, and then the material at that time written in small handwriting was concealed in those openings that were created. Daily Telegraph from United Kingdom.
The manuscript of Nelson Mandela's biography, Long Walk to Freedom, was hidden in this garden. The courtyard did not exist when we arrived here. We created it. This court was for tennis, volleyball, and tennis. The garden had grapes, peaches, vegetables, and flowers. It was planted by Elias Motsoaledi.
Mama, can I eat that apple? Mama, can I? Mama,
Go fetch you. Huh? That's so fun.
Take a picture in this direction. And then, yeah.
I'm gonna keep telling them.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for graduating. Sharp, sharp. Shake hands. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Baba. Release time.
Thank you.
Thank you for graduating.
Thank you so
Are you
much.
from Namibia by chance?
South Africa.
South Africa. Thank you. Thank you for graduating. Shake hands, the little one. Thank you, Baba. Bravo. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Obama land. I suspect. Thank you very much.
Oh, Zakaria. Are we finished? Did you say we finished?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
We're going to the
Thank you for graduating.
we're going to the ferry now.
6 o'clock. What time is it?
Mama,
No, it's 17:56.
Oh, we must get there, yeah.
Yeah.
4 minutes to the ferry. So guys, that is the end of today's video. And if you did like, please subscribe down below. Also give me a big like. Turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified when I'm posting new videos. And that is the maximum prison where Nelson Mandela was captured. Nelson Mandela and many more. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you so much for supporting this channel, and I hope to see you in the next vlog.